Sign.
All right, everybody, welcome to Adobe Live show on Behance. This is your host, Tom Kircha, and I'm here.
Rehearsal.
It was a rehearsal, yeah. And I'm here with Zack London, a designer from Ammunition. And today we have a full 2-hour program for you ready. We have some giveaways, like 1 year of Creative Cloud, and we also have Adobe XD socks. So stay tuned. There's going to be a contest. And so Zack, welcome to the show. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. Well, I don't really need an introduction. Extremely well established around these parts. Most of you probably just recognize my voice, my face. But I'm a UX designer at Ammunition, which is a phenomenal design studio here in San Francisco. And how long have we known each other for, you and I? 8 years?
Yeah, maybe 8 minutes.
8 minutes, yeah, somewhere around 8 minutes and 8 years.
Yeah.
But it's the start of something phenomenal.
Awesome. So, by the way, everybody, make sure that you actually type in your name into chat, so we know that you're here. And when we are doing draws for the contacts and for the socks and so on, we can actually sort of address you. So definitely make sure that you type in something, even crazy things, whatever you want.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well then, I'm going to give a slight introduction. I don't know if you're familiar with the UX process.
Briefly, I've seen the TV show
seen it?
yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
But
that's
for,
cool. And
for
then
most of the people here.
Yeah, and you had something to do with the creation of Adobe XD.
That's true. Yeah, I am one of the sort of very early people on the XD team. I sort of started a team with 3 other folks, super small, sort of like startup incubation within Adobe, and here we are talking about XD.
Okay, so you might have been using it even before I started using it.
Yes.
Theoretically. All right. Well. Hard to imagine. So I wanted to just give people some context into the UX process that I follow, and also just kind of to maybe make
I'm not from US, so it's my second language, so
okay,
I can't tell you all
right. Well,
crazy words.
But everything's a competition for me. So,
okay, sounds good. By the way, I love your background. The browser there, definitely brings a lot of memories to me.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Where did you come across that?
I was looking for stock photos, and then
you type in browser, or
I found a great archive of images from 1993.
Awesome.
There's no audio again, apparently. I don't know.
Audio. It's working. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. Can we cut to my screen? Boom. Okay. So, day 3 of the UX process. For those of you loyal followers who have been tuning in every day, this is old news for you, and you can probably recite this in your sleep. But to some of the members in the audience, like Giant Frog Eats Everything, who has a very short attention span, we might have to start over. So we're just going to really quickly kind of go over the basics before we jump in.
Let's do it.
With the live impromptu design session today. So... Can we invert ourselves? Can we jump to the other side? Yeah. Just a quick teleport. Okay. So the point of today is to showcase all the cool things that Adobe XD can do with one of the creators of Adobe XD. But before we get to that, I just kind of want to go over how one arrives at something worth designing in the first place. So typically, we start with a meeting with the client or whoever wants to make something, and we kind of pick their brains and interrogate them and figure out if this is something worth learning, worth doing. Then we do a kind of a round of research and learn all about what it is they want to make and how they want to make it, and figure out kind of the background for what it is we're doing. Then we enter this whole kind of experience strategy phase that we don't have time to do on the air today. but which I'll speak to a little bit. And then we get into kind of concept storyboards where we figure out like what is the ideal experience like using this product. So yesterday it was a sticker app for picnicking, extremely useful for millennials that might be semi-illiterate, like Randall Thug.
I'm actually so curious what we're going to end up with today.
Sure, yeah. So essentially this is all background, and we'll go over it in more detail and context. But this is all to say that there's a great deal of behind-the-scenes work that goes on before we get to designing screens. And fortunately, we can't honor all of that work today, but we'll try.
Before you go, by the way, it seems like 5 sort of major steps. How long does it usually take to go through all of this in like a normal process?
Well, that really depends on how big the scope of it is. Also depends on how many people are involved, how much techno you're listening to. That tends to speed up the process. So I hear that there's like elevator music playing in the background right now for the people watching, right? So I usually listen to Extravelt or some kind of Berlin deep house that helps speed up the process.
Imagine Dragons?
Very rarely do I listen to Imagine Dragons.
I definitely listen to a lot of progressive.
Okay.
Because it's like upbeat, gives you tempo.
Right, and that's very
but
good.
But not that much emotions, I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably like, anywhere from 3 weeks in the most extreme sprints to, 3 months, depending on it. But definitely we like to spend at least a few weeks doing the proper due diligence and research, as opposed to just jumping in and creating screens right away. And I think that is kind of the core differentiator between UX and UI, is that UX focuses a lot on kind of like the kind of background research and strategy and kind of like conceptual design of journeys and principles and storyboards and kind of like the setting the stage for what will be what we think of as like visual design.
Right. How did you come across this whole process? Like in your life, did you just like stumble over
Burning
it?
Burning Man.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No, I just kind of fell into it. And then my boss and life coach, Darcy DiNucci, who's the VP of UX at Ammunition, has helped take my aspirations and focus them a bit more.
Right.
And help me consolidate my ideas into these bubbles. So, let's jump right in.
Yeah.
So very, very nice chat going on. Looks like some people are running for office.
VP of UX and VP of Bossery.
Yeah, and Giant Frog Eats Everything is actually, I believe I know their identity. They're kind of an intern / volunteer where I work. They kind of come in and clean up spills, take out the garbage and stuff.
Well, somebody gotta do that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna start designing. We're gonna jump in. So
what is this?
Okay, so this is a website called App Idea Generator, and what it is it just comes up with ideas for apps, and because we're trying to do a new and completely impromptu design each day, we're just gonna start from scratch. So we're just gonna click new idea until we arrive at something we like. And Robert's asking, what if a project budget doesn't allow for a month? Well, that really depends on what it is they want to achieve. I mean, at a certain point, you have to be realistic about what it is you want. And if you don't have a month, obviously, we can be flexible. But there are certain things that take time, and to give it the attention that it deserves is typically something that's worth paying extra for. But in today's case, we are working on an extremely small budget. I don't know. Should we just come up with a number? We have basically 2 hours.
But it's a budget for 2 hours.
It's a 2-hour budget.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess I'm getting a bottle of water and some socks out of this.
And I just got a new bottle of water as well here. So.
Yeah.
That's how we're paid here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're hydrated. A lot of fans out there, though. Okay. 50
pounds.
50 pound budget.
That's a good budget.
Okay. So just to kind of make the most out of our time on the air, let's
Some
come up with an
bitcoins
idea.
over there as well, by the way, that
Yeah.
could grow over time. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so today you're paid something.
Cool. Yeah. And also today's webcast is not sponsored by Bitcoin, but we're happy to talk about Bitcoin if you have any good investment tips. Always happy to hear about it. Is it hard to build apps without a computer? It's helpful to have one, is all I would say. Okay, so do you want to just help me figure out what a good idea is?
I'd love to. So let's keep clicking. So
let's refresh it, yeah.
Okay, refresh it.
So a news app for expectant mothers. This probably exists, right? Don't you think? It doesn't.
I would
seem,
expect.
I would hope so. Not something super compelling. A messaging app for watching cat videos. I think this is literally every
Right.
messaging app that already exists. So
Just integrated every message.
right. A calculator for bands.
What does it calculate?
For bands?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you want to calculate if you're a band? Like number of guitars?
Number of guitars needed. Seems all right. So we might want to put this on the back burner. A marketplace for comic book meetups. I think that's like eBay in a nutshell.
Right. Yeah.
A weather app for buying groceries. Maybe that might be. I mean,
That's interesting. So do you actually pick groceries dependent on weather? Or
well, I don't have an app for it, so no. But
Right.
if I did, that might be helpful.
when it's like raining, you buy more cheese, or when it's like nice outside, you buy fruit, or
Not yet.
but you could.
Yeah, I could in theory. We'll screenshot this.
Okay.
It is innovative, if not extremely
Definitely
useless.
something I've never heard before. So
Right.
let's keep it.
SoundCloud for marketing courses. I think this is Coursera. An app that tells me when it's time to cook rice and when it's time to eat rice. Okay.
A travel app for losing weight.
It
Interesting.
could be just different
So-
places to get sick. Like if you're,
Oh.
well, there's different ways. It could be like exercise.
It
and,
could go.
Right.
It could go multiple ways. Yeah. Interesting.
An augmented reality app for escaping the city. There's an idea. A gaming app for scared people.
It's like a horror app,
Okay.
or it's like an app that's like super constrained. So
Yeah.
so it's like claustrophobic almost, and you can like move too far.
Sure. Yeah, that could be good.
interesting,
A
yeah.
travel app for action figure lovers. This seems pretty esoteric, but might be just kind of like a little kind of Wikipedia-esque
Yeah.
scenario where you just kind of just follow your favorite action figures, learn about,
Like
Some-
where they're coming from, or
yeah, like what factory they came from when they were
right.
manufactured.
Yeah.
Maybe how
That's
much they're
actually
worth
kinda
when out of the box. Maybe where you can photograph action figures.
Right.
Maybe and
you just like put them on a specific spot.
yeah, just as a collector.
Yeah, or maybe like you went to a shop and they had a special action figure that you always wanted.
Yeah.
Take a picture of that and then you share it with everybody else in this network or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. An app for how to save a bad party, dinner, or holiday. That's an idea.
Oh my god, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, so you could say like what is
It's almost like, so we're doing White Elephant party today, and I was thinking the whole day yesterday what a gift should be.
Yeah.
And I wish I had an app like that. Not saying that it's gonna be a bad party, but like sometimes you get into a tight corner
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, I need to come
so
up
what
with
are you,
something.
What are you trying to say about Adobe holiday parties?
No, it's not it's not the official one. It's just like the team one.
okay.
But
Unofficial Adobe parties.
yeah. But
Alright.
you gotta be creative.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're a creative company, so
Yeah.
you just have to come up with something,
Yeah, okay, something to
that
save.
shines, or like.
So that seems like a decent idea. So you basically just maybe input what the party is, and then it just gives you suggestions for what you could do to resolve it.
Yeah, I think you kind of input like number of people, and if it's like, what is the composition? I think that's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let me do a few more refreshes. Giant Frog, again, asking the same questions as previously. Not the greatest innovator, but nice try. A travel app for artists.
Party saving hotline app. That's actually kind of interesting. So you can like dial a phone,
yeah.
like a friend on the phone. Hey, I'm in this situation. I need help.
Ooh,
can you
okay.
also? It can be AI based. You know.
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Like
could
you
be
type
like
it in. You know, like I'm in this situation that really sucks. You know, I don't know. Like there is like an ex of your current girl or something like
okay.
that. You know, and you don't know how to like, you know, turn it around or like impress again. I don't know. Like.
Okay. Let's I like that idea. Let's see if we can find any alternative, and then maybe we should go with Party Saver.
Yeah, partysaver.com or something like that.
.io.
.io.
If we want to raise some
Or
capital.
.ai. There you
Very
go.
good. Very good. Spotify for bird watchers. Uber for doctors. That's what an ambulance is, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
A sticker app for sports car shopping. Snapchat for teenagers,
That
also
is-
known as Snapchat.
That is Snapchat.
Yeah. A to-do app for watching cat videos. Maybe Party Saver would be good.
An app for finding the newest Mamek show.
You know what? Let's do Party Saver.
Yeah,
I like Party
let's
Saver.
do Party Saver. And
Yeah, and whoever suggested Party Saver maybe should get socks or something.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
I don't know who you are, but
do you guys, whoever suggested that great idea, do you want to like type in the chat again? Save the party.
save the party.
Okay.
We could also, well, it'd be too meta to design an app idea generator
Right.
app. Okay, so we're gonna do save the party, I think.
Let's save the party.
Okay, so we're just gonna start filling out this little cheat sheet, which is gonna help us navigate our kind of design process. And so we'll just move. Oh yeah, so I think it was Eric who
Yeah,
suggested
awesome.
it.
So I would just say, Socks, Gas in the back, can you help us find a person who came up with a great idea for Party Saver, and we're gonna get these amazing socks. It's 2 of them actually, so you can share with your friend if you want to.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right.
Okay.
They could be socks from my socks. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you can pair them with other socks. You know, kind of like wine and cheese you pair together.
Yeah.
You can have like I don't
And
know,
they're very
like Bart Simpson socks
Yeah.
and Eggsy socks or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go crazy.
Okay, so today we're going to try and showcase the power of Adobe XD and how good it is at kind of rapidly prototyping things. So we have this idea that we want to make an app for saving parties. So an app for saving parties. So
Okay.
how might we describe this? An app that you can use to resurrect parties from the dead, prevent them from failing. What else might you do with this? What are some other elevator pitches for
You know,
this?
you've probably been in this situation where it gets like really awkward.
Never. Never.
Okay, so that's,
But tell me more.
and then you kind of want to like get a tip for what's next, you know, and one of
Okay.
the tips could be just like escape, leave. Yeah, I know. But
An app. Resources, tips for saving parties, getting you out of awkward situations.
yes, and we'll definitely ask you guys. I mean, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna ask you for the tips that we should input.
Yeah.
I can already see some sort of like repeat grid or something that you just like scroll through, maybe.
Right.
Or like Tinder like swipe, you know,
Okay.
and it gives you tip by tip, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so that would be good, I think. Basically, what we really need to figure out is this is for saving parties, so you're only using this in the context of a party that's already failing. This is not an app that you open up before a party starts, because that'd be very pessimistic.
But you could. I mean,
to assume. Well, if all the parties you go to are so awkward, maybe
well, maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's
That's
time to
our
look
user
inwards.
base.
It's time. Okay.
People who go to awkward parties.
Okay, who are we making this for? people who work at Adobe. No, people who go to awkward parties. People who are stuck in awkward situations.
Yes.
It's not, to Michelle Katz's point, a large fan of mine, this is not preventative. This is for people who have...
you happen to be in.
Repeatedly, yeah. Whether your fault or just cruel fate, you've found yourself once more in a situation where you're in a bad situation. So actually... people who go to bad parties, people who are stuck in awkward situations, people who are in desperate need of party advice.
Could it be...
So is this for hosts and attendees?
I think it's for hosts and attendees for sure. And I'm now thinking, like, should we actually... I mean, I like that we're so focused on, like, one thing.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking about dating, which is actually more common awkward situation that might happen.
All right, well, maybe, so...
it's like, are you alone with another person, or are you in a group,
So we could probably, I think it's the same fundamental use case, which is that it's like how to get yourself out of a sticky social situation.
Exactly.
But maybe the opening, like the onboarding, can kind of determine the scope of what it is. Like, you open it up, it's like, what's going on? It's like, bad date, bad party, I'm trapped inside of Adobe. Yeah. Those are the three options. And then... you click one, and that kind of determines the scope of what advice. Because how to solve a shitty party is going to have different suggestions than how to get out of a date or how to find the closest emergency exit from the Adobe campus.
Totally.
So, who is this not for? This is not for.
For people who are having fun.
Okay.
Already.
Not for people who are having fun. Not for people hoping to learn about blockchain.
Yes.
Sorry, Jim Kaufman. This is not your day. This is not for frogs. That's a good point. I think that was yesterday as well. It was clear it's not for frogs. So once again,
there is an interesting suggestion. Can you connect people who are having awkward moments at the same party? I mean, it's sort of like a social aspect.
It seems like a social aspect, and I think we might want to think about what's the scope of this. If we really make this social, we're expanding our the scope of what it is in the first place, and we also run the risk of outing certain people. revealing.
That you're actually having. It's like you're raising hand. Hey, anybody else having an awkward moment?
Yeah. And it's
let me know how to invest.
Yeah. Okay, so
my account number will be there later. Or Zach's.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to what are we making today? Let's rethink this again. A resource for getting you out of sticky situations. Main use case, parties. Secondary use case, dates. Third use case, escaping Adobe building.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then that seems it. And then also, I mean, a lot of people seem really interested in blockchain, so we might want to figure out a way to appeal to them as well, since we clearly have a large pool of fans, participants, frogs that are interested in learning about.
I think family dinner is
family dinner. Okay, but parties, that's a subset.
It's a subset of that, but I think calling it out as a very specific situation that arises often, especially now with holidays coming up. We actually have to ship it before holidays. I mean, that's...
Okay. I'll tell you what. So, in the interest of making a rapid exit, selling this app for cool $6 million to Groupon or something like that.
Just make it rain, man.
And just disappearing, not paying any taxes on it, moving to Chiang Mai, just disappearing from the grid. We're going to focus on the MCP today, minimum compelling product. So I like the social application, but let's first figure out how one might use it and get advice from it, and then we can figure out how you might socialize using it, how we might introduce a social aspect. Because, as it turns out, if you look at the 10 most downloaded apps on the App Store, I believe 8 or 9 of them are social or chat-oriented, with the other one being like Google Maps.
Right. Interesting sort of aspect now that I think about it. If you're having an awkward moment, there might be another person having an awkward moment, and it can be a beginning of a new relationship built around or arising from this awkward moment. Sort of like, let's escape together and have fun in the backyard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be good. So maybe we could have, let's do that as an edge case feature. There kind of can be some kind of GPS or location-based nonsense. And it essentially, if it detects that people are in certain proximity to each other, it might notify them there's others in distress.
Yeah, it can be through, I don't know, like Bluetooth or whatever, I don't know.
Sure.
You could sort of like, the way I imagine it is like, some people were saying like, but you kind of don't want to let other people know that you're having an awkward moment. So could there be something like a private mode that like you just raise the hand, but nobody actually knows you raise the hand?
Yeah.
It's kind of like playing that board game Clue, where you don't know who is doing what. And
which also, if I went to a party and people were playing Clue, I would open this app immediately and look for help. I hate the game Clue tremendously. So that seems like a good use case right off the bat. I see Cecilia's here. Is this a coincidence that because her profile picture is my background? I don't know who did this first. Anyways, good to have Cecilia back. She's a longtime assistant, kind of part-time intern volunteer, but good to have her back. And I believe she was on the show once before. I'm kind of surprised they let her on.
Inception.
So okay. So it's basically an app that helps you get out of sticky situations, primarily parties and family events, situations in which people corner you and talk to you about Bitcoin.
So it's kind of like this situation.
Yeah. Right now, just feeling, So awkward party Tinder also is an interesting idea. Let's hone in on this. People who go to awkward parties, people who stuck in awkward situations, people who are in desperate need of a party advice. Okay, so hosts and attendees. So we're not even gonna differentiate, because if you're having a bad time, you're having a bad time.
Right.
So let's think about just the situation. Let's flesh this out.
Although I would say if you're a host and you see that people are having an awkward moment, it's kind of call for help. And
yeah, right. It's kind of like a party SOS.
Yeah.
All right.
Party SOS, man.
Party SOS. .io.
.ai.
.ai, sure. Good advice, as always, Adobe Live team. Okay, so step 1. User finds themselves. So this is assuming that they already know about the app. We're not going to get into all of the onboarding and discovery and kind of like mass adoption. We're just going to assume this app went viral. We hired some members of the audience to just troll every chat room on the web until this is just a mainstream application that everyone has.
I think we should hand off leaflets at awkward parties.
That's a
how
good
we
idea.
get it out there.
Okay. So that's a whole viral strategy of just kind of spreading
like
the gospel of Party SOS.
It's almost like we need an ad during holidays on TV.
Yeah.
Having an awkward moment. Try Party SOS.
Yeah. Okay. So with budget again for our advertising campaign is £50. So if you guys have a free photocopier here, that might be helpful.
Okay. We can look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Party saving hotline. So user finds themselves. Whatever. Autocorrect. Fine. In an awkward situation. Party event. Conversation about Bitcoin, because that happens a lot and it's important to be relevant and timely. So User feels distressed and in need of assistance. Right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so they're in need of assistance. So user opens up the app. And do you think it's important that they say what's going on? They may answer a few questions of just tips of what to do.
I think it should be like a Castaway where they take like little stones and they put them in like help sign.
They have to. Okay.
There needs to be like a game element.
Okay, so maybe they start out and the screen's blank and there's a pile of rocks and they drag and drop
And
to create the SOS shit. Okay.
Right.
And that's good because it makes them look busy. You know, when you take out your phone at a party, you want to look busy. So if you need to spend about a minute creating an S shape out of small stones, that makes you look important.
Totally.
Gets you out of the party for at least a minute. Okay, so I like that feature. Kind of.
And it's sort of like a psychotrick moment, you know, where you might realize that a party actually doesn't suck, you know. So it gives you a minute to really okay, so what's going on here?
Yeah,
let me drop these stones here.
Yeah, and it also, you're right, it's calming like a Zen garden. You feel like a Buddhist monk kind of manicuring your stone lawn, stone garden.
And I think there should be a bonsai tree.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Okay. All right. User opens up the app. User signals SOS. So whatever that might mean. So arranging rocks on a page. Waving a flag, Morse code beeps. Maybe it's random every time, and that's like the authentication.
I think we should also have sort of like a welcome voice when you open the app, saying something like.
Well, that could be dangerous because if they're in a really quiet, awkward situation like right now, and all of a sudden, like you're off talking over there, and I'm using the app, and all of a sudden, we hear. Like this robot giving advice, that kind of puts us in a sticky situation.
So maybe it only writes and says.
It could whisper.
Take a deep breath.
Right. Okay. So
inhale in.
Some kind of advice. Sure.
Out.
Yeah. Jim Kaufman, once again with great advice, but I don't know if that's so soothing or not. Maybe in preferences you might say what you find, because for instance. A Satanist might enjoy that kind of advice as a way of calming down, finding their zen. Having someone loves you whisper is good. Okay, so some kind of advice, kind of soothing support. Yeah.
Interesting idea. Chatbot. What if this was just a chatbot in Messenger? That you just started chatting with.
I like the idea of a chatbot, but. Because Mark Reeson just did a chatbot for Zen. So we're getting in. I don't want to step on his toes. We're getting in the dangerous territory. Maybe that's a competitor. Maybe if we actually were taking the time to do some competitive benchmarking, we might realize, hey, this is the guy to beat. So I think we're getting too into like calming and might want to stay in more of just like specific party. I need ideas pronto. So maybe we'll stick to this app. Okay, so a bot to text, because in this sense, we might only be designing kind of the script that would be used in Messenger. In which case, we might not even necessarily need to wireframe. So maybe just for the purpose of trying to create an app out of it, we'll stick to this. But we can have a chat element if that makes sense.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So the person goes in.
And also, like chatbot requires you to actually type.
Yeah.
You kind of want.
And you're in such a nervous situation.
Your hands are shaking.
Right.
You're sweating.
It's so tense.
It's so tense.
So, user states their situation. Maybe it's pictures, sounds, video recording, who knows. And then, user receives advice. So it might be to watch a video on YouTube of. Are there any videos you like? You ever go on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes.
I watch like extreme sports videos.
Okay, watch a video on YouTube.
It's like something I'll never be able to do. So.
Okay, that's good. Aspirational. So maybe we can figure out, just to give this more of an edge, how to introduce a social element at this stage. Because it's pretty easy to say, like, open an app, it says what's wrong. You're like, I'm at party, it's quiet, and then it just like, try these 3 things. Mm-hmm. So maybe, I mean, that seems very straightforward.
Yeah.
If we want to, spice this up a bit, should we figure out some way of saying, looking for other bored people in your area?
That could be interesting. I was also thinking about, like, actually defining the sort of setting of the party. Like, is it a party where you, I don't know, have other kids, so you need to, like, your reaction should be, like, toned down maybe, or, like...
Sure, right.
Should go somewhere else, versus, like, oh my god, it's like a bunch of teenagers. I actually need to come up with an inappropriate joke that makes everybody laugh.
Okay. Right. So yeah. So like we said right here, like user states are situation and circumstances. So we actually need to know a bit more details about what's going on. So then they get advice, or they get put in touch with other people in need of assistance. SOS. And then step 5, party is saved.
Party saved.
Boom, that easy. So, I mean, to really synthesize that, it's I'm in a bad situation. I need some advice. Using some kind of wizardry or AI, we come up with good advice. But we also, alternatively, might put you in touch with other people in your area who need help. And it seems like those are almost 2 different products entirely. So we might want to think about which would be better, or if it not only pairs you with someone else nearby, but gives you guys an idea as well.
Interesting aspect there. We can, of course, it can advise you, and you just sort of like start doing that thing. Or it maybe shows you like a cool picture of, I don't know, a cat that you show to other people, or a video that's funny.
Of extreme sports.
Yeah, something, yes.
Right. That might exacerbate things. It might even make it worse.
Really?
Well, it depends on your audience.
I guess.
It's how smart the AI is to know.
Right.
Right. So yeah, to Michael's point, if you don't have the app, this could be like a FOMO app.
Right.
Like you use SOS to get out of a situation, give other people FOMO. They're missing out on your good time because you've managed to just escape this agonizing situation. Okay.
It could be a phone number as well, if you think about it, like.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's like a paid line,
The thing
but
is,
then the problem is like it's not discreet, right?
Right, and the app might end up being just like a crisis hotline. So, which already exists.
Right.
In fact, I think Kyle Irving, or whatever his name is, who suggested this app idea, he might have suggested this, to eventually have us, after our research, to just kind of call attention back to whatever he invented already. It seems like this already exists in different forms, but we're going to try and innovate on it. So, what are our design principles? Keep it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it discreet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we can share this at the end. Sure. Keep it fun. Keep it discreet. Keep it.
Is this sort of like, Cards Against Humanity style?
I think actually it might be. It might. Yeah.
Are we like trying to go this direction? Because then it's one of the principles, really. It's like
keep it
be
classy,
sarcastic, or keep it classy / sarcastic. I don't know, but like half and half. Do we actually want to be like sarcastic in this app?
Yeah, probably. Well,
it's like, how do you save a party? I mean,
yeah, Jim Kaufman. You save a party by not inviting Jim Kaufman in the first place. But if he does show up, you use the app. Okay, so some other things, it might be just like tone. Discreet fun is my profile name on most of my apps, says Michael Pagel. What features will we need? We'll need some kind of generating some kind of matchmaking system.
Matchmaking system for sure.
For putting distressed users, distressed partygoers in touch with one another. Anything else that we'll need? Because it seems like we're basically doing two things. We're giving people advice, then we're also giving them a resource to escape together.
Right.
Okay. Well, I think we can work with that. Do you think so? Mm-hmm. Okay. So our journey.
You know, I'm already like thinking maybe way too far, but some situation can't be saved with words.
Right.
What if there was like an order button?
Yeah.
For some of the services that are like operate live.
You know what I'm thinking? Because we're all about our buyout strategy here. Mm-hmm. We could definitely maybe do like a deal with like edible arrangements or something. Where like pretty much at the end of the day, you always have to order like a $500 bouquet of chocolate strawberries to save the party. Like it's after like 3 pieces of advice, it's always pretty much no matter what.
Or
you have to, or other plugins.
Right.
I use edible arrangements probably once a week.
We should do like
to
sort of like an affiliation.
I think that's
deal
good.
with all of these services.
Yeah, right.
And
so blatant monetization as well.
We're making money, man.
You're having you're at a funeral. You're not having a good time. Maybe a chocolate. I'm sorry, bouquet.
Okay.
Trying to think of other things. I don't know what other surprise delivery services there are besides.
Well, there is. There's other things in San Francisco.
Sure. Yeah. This could plug into Fuber as well. Another innovation that we came up with in the studio. So you're having a bad time, why not have someone like Justin Mrazek come over with his truck, bestow some furniture advice onto you, and take you furniture shopping.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a quick costume.
Yeah.
Get a costume right now. Right. Maybe to actually execute, to unsuck the party.
Yeah.
You need more, like I said, more than just words, and it's part of that button. You know, like you're like, I'm in. You click that in 1 hour, 30 minutes. You have a new costume.
Perfect. So it might be like, okay, maybe there's 3 facets to saving a party. You say, I'm in distress. It says, why are you in distress? You're like, party is awkward. It's sad because I'm at a funeral, or like I'm trapped in Adobe and I can't get out. Then it's like, okay, here are 3 things you can do. Find someone nearby, order an edible arrangement or a Fuber, or receive some other kind of helpful tip, like a YouTube video that you can share with people that might somehow dispel the awkwardness.
Right.
And you can refresh.
Yeah.
So maybe you always get 3 cards, and it's like an action card, like do this and you shall.
I love it.
You shall
Cards.
receive. Do this, and we will deduct $50 from your account, and you'll get a chocolate bouquet. Mm-hmm. Or do this, and we'll find someone nearby, and they will presumably help you with something. So that seems good. That's like 3. Does that seem fair?
Let's go for it.
Thank you, Kevin. All right. So I'm liking this. Are we taking mental notes? Because it's certainly not taking physical notes.
I'm gonna take some physical notes.
Your
here.
computer's not even on. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
And is there a contest going on today? Are we judging something?
Yeah, I think we should be. What are we judging? Okay.
10 entries. All right.
Oh wow. Okay. Let me open that.
So for those of you who have not seen Adobe XD before, this is Adobe XD, and it comes with a bunch of pre-made wireframe kits, which are super helpful because if you don't want to just jump in and start designing things right away, you can just kind of use like pre-made shapes and boxes and like essentially patterns and elements to rapidly kind of construct your idea without having to fuss with the tedious details that's typically left up to someone who is an expert. But if you're just here to concept and come up with kind of rapid ideas of what you want to do, this is a great tool. So like yesterday, for instance, we came up with an extremely helpful app that helps illiterate millennials host picnics, and it doesn't have any words, and we just sold it to Groupon for $3 million last night. So we're gonna do the same thing today. Did you want me to show some of the other wireframe kits available?
Definitely go for it.
Okay.
So this is just one of the choices, right?
This is just one. This is a kind of a company device agnostic wireframe kit. It's just,
How did you get it?
How did I get it? I know a guy. I went to get UI kits in File, and then it said Apple iOS, Google Material, Microsoft Windows. I mean,
And
I guess some people use that, and wireframes.
So why do you like this one?
Wireframes. I'm just like very fickle. I don't have any loyalty to any one brand, so this is kind of the most agnostic wireframes. It's just blue.
Simple.
It's not branded. It's straightforward. Looking at it, you can understand how this would be adapted to any device. Android and iOS. Personally, I didn't even know there was such a thing as a Windows OS until Cecilia told me. But I suppose if that's your game, you can adapt this very basic wireframe kit to that as well. But yeah, there's a bunch.
So what's in there actually? So it's UI elements, sign up.
UI elements. So, things like, here, we'll get super zoomed in.
This is gonna be your
Symbols.
hovering art director here for
Yeah.
a second.
I get to keep this at the end, I think, also. So, so it has like ready-made symbols, hues that are recommended to use that are kind of, easy and recognizable. And again, to those people who aren't familiar with wireframes, the whole notion of a wireframe is that it's like a blueprint. It's like an architectural blueprint,
Diagram.
or like a diagram of like what goes where. So you're not literally saying this is what it's going to look like. You're saying this is a general configuration of elements on the screen, and then someone who's more visually sophisticated, which doesn't take a lot to be better than me at that, will go in and make it nice.
It doesn't necessarily goes into a specific visual direction. It want to keep your sort of fantasy open to imagine anything you want.
Yeah, and I'm all about fantasy.
I bet you are.
So we have all the basic things that one might expect, basic conventions. So no need to reinvent the wheel here with kind of creating elements that are already understood. Seat pickers, maps, sign-up pages, which people love to design. People always show tutorials of how to design onboarding, which is always weird to me because,
That's not a core.
It is kind of just like a very...
Unless your app is you sign in and then you sign out.
That's true. It's just to help people memorize their password by having to log in to an app over and over and over again.
It's a memory app.
Right, it's a memory app. But then obviously it sends all your information to a server farm in Russia. And
Right.
then so that could be...
You're back where we were yesterday, right?
Right. Well, newsfeed, posts, search, filters, photos, and videos. Like very, very helpful, especially to someone like me who doesn't really want to spend a lot of time getting caught up in just the visual arrangement of things and cares more about concepts. Very highbrow philosophy design. But if you are just a total...
Oh man, I'm in charts. I'm into charts.
Yeah, charts are great.
Look at those gradients.
This is really good. I know some people in the audience just love thinking about Bitcoin. If you wanted to make a Bitcoin app, you could use this to monitor the rapid 600% changes in Bitcoin prices every hour.
And those steep charts.
Yeah. So get in touch.
This is the kit for you.
Yeah. So Jim Kaufman, I know you're very interested in emptying your life savings into cryptocurrencies. Maybe you should design an app using these wireframes. So they're really
Location
great.
maps that might be helpful for us if there are like other people in desperate need potentially.
We're gonna wanna use one of these.
Yeah.
If we even remember what it is we were making.
Right. I almost forgot already.
Yeah, it's an app. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. And so there's also, as I learned this morning, tons and tons of UI kits for all sorts of things. So this is very cool. iOS 11 kit with every conceivable shape and UI element you'd ever need for the rest of your life.
It's like lists and dialogues, right?
Everything, every conceivable thing is there, done for you, just so you can focus on the actual app and less so on the pretty flourishes. So,
And this one you just went to File.
I went to File and Get UI Kits, and there was one for Apple iOS, Google Material. How do you say it? What is that?
Microsoft Windows?
Microsoft? I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
And there is like 6 screens from like actual composition inside of iPhone 10, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And thank you, Michael Podell, for sticking up for me. Okay, so let's get into designing.
let's
Shall
do
we?
this. Yes,
Okay.
we're 1 hour in almost. We have another hour to finish all
Another
of that.
hour. It's well, okay. We'll make it, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, Hector. Okay, so this is an app for helping you get out of sticky, awkward situations, parties, dates, visits to Adobe, family events, anything you can think of. And basically, you go on, you say SOS, and you stipulate, okay, what are some things going on? So you might say, like, I'm at a blank. You pick it. You then receive 3 chunks of advice. A, here are some other people that you can match with nearby that might help you out. B, here are some actions that you can take that might make the party better, such as show them a video of a giant frog eating everything on YouTube or Extreme Sports. Or C, maybe introduce materialism into the party and hit buy now and order edible arrangement bouquet. And, you know.
Let's
good.
do it.
Yeah.
So you want to use this UI kit, right?
Yeah, I want to use this one just because it's like so bare bones that it just kind of helps you focus on the big idea.
Right.
But, you know, if we had more time and if we were really careful designers and, you know, had a greater window to design in, we might want to think about using kits that are a little bit more specific. But this is perfect for what I need to do today. So, let's start with just putting some artboards there, and we can figure out what we're gonna call this.
Just drop in a few artboards.
Right. So we're gonna do the first screen, and we're just gonna kind of lay this out. And sometimes, you know, Justin cuts my hair in the workshop.
Oh.
Yeah, we have at Ammunition. Justin's a volunteer at Ammunition, and we have a whole workshop with 3D printers and tons of machines that do all sorts of things that I'm not really sure. Sharp objects used because we like to make 3D models of things. We do a lot of hardware, and so.
So he cut your hair.
Yeah, and anyone else that wants a haircut using CNC router or a bandsaw, message Justin. He's very talented. Yeah, Cecilia used to work there as well. She can verify. So,
So by the way, before we jump into designing,
Yeah.
so we already have some people who designed apps for today's content.
let's see him.
Let's see a few of them.
Okay.
Right. So I have actually this one. Let's meditate.
Okay. Is today's theme meditation?
Michael,
People. Do,
smartwatch app. It's all of
okay.
them are smartwatch
People are just
apps.
feeling inspired
Yeah.
by the. Okay.
So let's go through this one.
Okay.
So this is where it begins.
Yeah.
I think it's like I want to meditate. I guess you click play,
Yeah.
and then it goes here. It's loading, or actually, I think it's telling you something. Probably
Okay.
it's a timer potentially. But do you think there is a voice that sort of like talks to you while it's like going around, or is it just like, hey, you know what? Take 5 minutes off and take a deep breath,
I don't know. Very ambiguous.
and then you're finished.
Okay.
Your meditation is
I think I'd be
finished.
kind of stressed just trying
Mindfulness.
to interpret what it all means.
It's 4 screens.
Yeah.
I love the circle though. I mean, it's kind of cool. I've never
Yeah.
seen it like that. It's very interesting use of the space on the watch and like making sure that you actually see it, because remember, like this is gonna be much smaller than on the screen, because like
Sure.
nobody has watch
Yeah.
that's like, like this.
Do you have a watch?
No.
For reference? No, neither do I.
Yeah. I watch less. So what is this one? That seems like a home screen almost, where you have all different things.
Yeah, this is gonna. Okay.
So what else is there? So you can choose one of these things, and it's almost like a system.
Yeah. So it's funny. You know, on a watch face, you call all the different features complications.
Oh,
Is the terminology for
yeah.
it?
Sometimes they complicate life.
I've done a few watch. It's an irony that watches have a feature called complications.
Right.
And people like to buy watches with lots of complications, which is almost like the antithesis to UX. It's like, I want my watch to be as
complicate my life.
user-friendly as possible. So if you look, like a good example is like those diver watches, or the ones that have like 3 gauges with different sub-eyes, and like pressing the dial does, or pressing the button on it activates different dials, and they're spinning around doing all sorts of things. It's like the opposite of a meditation app. You like press it to get overstimulated, I guess.
I guess.
So, you know, maybe that's what they're going for.
Although I gotta say, like, massive difference between like 4 screens meditation. This one is sort of like very simple, and then we're going here.
Sure. Okay.
Definitely more things.
Ooh, who are they calling? Racy stuff. All right.
So, what else we got here? It seems like this is an app for people who like to climb and sail at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe they sail on the mountains.
Sure.
So if you sail,
Okay.
it gives you some information, probably in Morse code.
Yeah. Okay. Well, relevant to what we're doing.
So it's like, yeah,
Sure.
it can vibrate Morse code. Maybe
Well, that's
that would be actually cool.
Inclusive design. You know.
It's
that-
like
yeah, keeping the
a
blind in
retro
mind.
app for people who love Morse code and want to like communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Like tap
Sounds
talk.
great. Yeah.
But you tap for Morse code with other people. There's a map, although it's a little sort of lo-fi, I would say. But it tells you where you are.
Yeah.
You're actually in Russia in this case. It seems like,
Does it say that?
well, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
based on the world map, you know.
A bit unfortunate, but.
So, well, you're sailing in a sea
Yeah.
in Arctica.
Sure.
So, what about this one? Windspire, if I am reading it correctly. It's about winning and getting inspired, I guess. Some inspiring videos and audios and pics. It's almost like what we need,
Yeah.
but a
right.
different flavor.
That's true. That's true. Deep thinking.
Deep thinking. I love to listen to deep thinking. To do more deep thinking.
Okay.
And you can star it. You can put 4 stars, and that's it. Let's look at one more, and then we can get back to the process here. So what do you got? What do you got here? Some shadows, gradients. This is actually kind of cool. I like the simplicity, but it still uses Roman numbers.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
got
like classy but simple,
Got an analog feel to it.
right?
Yeah.
And then it's like a whole thing, slew of things I can do. This is maybe to open an app for violinists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
One sec. I'm just I'm just looking up how one dials SOS. Do you speak Morse code?
I mean, only on the weekends. But,
Only on the, oh yeah. When you're out of work and you like
yeah.
to relax.
um,
Okay. So, here we are. So the screens that we're going to try and do today in the time that we have is you dial SOS, you basically clarify what's going on. So there'll probably be some kind of list of what's happening, bad party, bad date, trapped in a building, whatever. You then submit and you receive the advice cards and then there'll be 3 different cards. So there's an action card, a person a person in your area, like a match card, is what we'll call it, and a buy card, like how you might improve the situation by, for instance, purchasing a bouquet of edible arrangements. Seems fair enough, right?
Sounds good.
Okay, so why don't we say, okay. And again, remember, we're not focusing so much on the visual design now as the content that will go on screen.
So you have all the character styles defined in
Yeah.
the assets panel on the side, right? And you're just like using it right away.
Right. Okay. Looks like you're in distress. Okay. Then maybe in the subtext it can say,
It looks like you're in social distress.
yeah, social distress. Sure, that seems like a legal liability as well if we
Right,
don't
exactly,
identify that.
yeah.
Good call. We don't get it sued before we sell. Kind of cheeky, you know.
Party SOS.
And then maybe a button, like a SOS button.
Yes. Or are we doing those stones that we said?
Do you think we should do the stones? Or do you think we should? Do you think there should be an SOS thing? What do you think?
I mean, there could be like 2 things. You know, if you're like, I need a little bit of Zen moment before I do that.
Okay.
Or I'm like, screw Zen moments.
Yeah.
I am actually in social distress and I need a solution right now.
Right. Geez, I'm not really sure why the symbols weren't working there. I probably just did something very wrong.
Too textual, we need a sticker. That's a good point. I mean, it's a lot of information to sort of like sink in.
Yeah. So, how about there's just a button, just a big button that you press.
Let's do it. Like a big stone button, maybe?
Okay, perfect. Or a big red button.
Or
Should
maybe
we make it just red? Just like...
that's like very... Oh.
How about millennial pink?
Millennial pink sounds good.
Because remember, we'll just pretty much basically...
Is millennial pink really like the emoji piggy emoji pink?
It's just like a rose quartz.
Okay, rose
Anyways,
quartz.
we understand that there's just some kind of SOS button.
Sounds good. I think it should be calming button. You click it and you're like, my life is good.
So it radiates outwards, and then
Yeah.
Okay. So there could be even some kind of interstitial state.
What if it was just a sun?
A sun?
Yeah.
Does the sun calm you down?
I don't know, but it kind of like shines, so
It's
it's like brighten my day. It's like a brighten sort of like a slider, and you have to like slide it.
Okay.
That is a yeah. It's sort of, you know, like unlocking iPhone.
Yeah.
Back in the time, you were like, what if we had like a slider, kind of like we have, you know, on the side here.
Sure. Okay, so you're saying that you basically click on this like little yellow sun?
It's basically what I was imagining. Can you go to these components in that UI kit?
Yeah. Which ones?
Is there like a slider in one of in the
Yeah, of course there's sliders.
Okay, so let's take a slider. I think it might be here.
Here we go.
Yes. Let's grab one of these sliders, and the actual slider knob is a sun.
Okay.
You know, with rays around it, and you're like, okay, brighten my day.
Wow. All right. Let's do it. If I had to give an elevator pitch for this app, it's Party SOS. So you're in a awkward situation, you dial Party SOS, and it comes up with some solutions to your predicament.
It brightens your day.
Brightens your day.
Fidget spinner. Oh man.
I
didn't
you
show
know what?
you-
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
show
We
you
have
that-
to do a fidget spinner with the sun in the middle. So
Right.
we're gonna go to Adobe Stock. Fidget spinner.
Actually, you know what? We have Adobe XD fidget spinners.
Really? Where is it?
It's upstairs. I can bring it, but
Okay, I believe you. So gold fidget spinner. Okay.
there was our party giveaway at our last party. It was a XD fidget spinner,
Spin.
and an hour later, everybody was spinning. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Everybody's so focused.
Everyone's
in
spinning.
Zen.
That's That's all the youth do anymore is to spin fidget spinners around.
Exactly.
That's all. That's no one writes letters anymore. But,
Totally.
The world's very. Yeah. Spin for help.
Spin for help.
Okay. So then, and I understand we're not really doing much in the way of visual design here. We're really just trying to,
convey the idea.
Convey the big idea, and we'll come in later and try and figure it out. So okay. Okay. So what's wrong? So what do you think the best way to communicate what's wrong is? Should we just have some some images, paired with text, like awkward party?
I would use icons.
Yeah.
I think we should have 3 different icons. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
And just some text, but 1 or 2 words next to that.
Okay. Sure. Sounds good. So why don't we just say?
Do we have some random icons that are kind of funny in that UI kit?
There's not really funny ones in there. Adobe stock has some great ones.
Okay.
A lot of minion icons.
Sounds good. I believe you.
Yeah. And one sec. We're gonna make this a lot smaller. Come on. Maybe a little bit bigger. And so bad party might be one, right? Actually, here we go.
I think everything is gonna be kind of bad, right?
Bad party, bad date.
Or just bad day. Sounds good.
Boom. Look at that.
I mean, we're not doing visual style here.
Yeah.
But the padding between the margins and the padding, I mean, we gotta fix that.
This right here? Well, we can very simply.
Awesome.
Boom. And we can worry more about so we can
center
see
the
this
hell out
center.
of it.
There we go.
Awesome. It's much
Yeah.
better. That's my zen.
Yeah. So then it might say why, what's wrong. So we stipulate what's bad about it. So let's just say it's a bad party because that was our original use case, right?
Yep.
Now it does seem like we're just in all caps here. Maybe. Okay. So we're hearing too quiet, too loud, and there we go. So what are some good options? Too quiet, too loud, only Russian food served. We'll keep that shorter.
So, a bad party
Too lame. Okay.
is like a bad party.
Yeah.
It might be there is not enough, I don't know, vodka that I wanted to drink or
Yeah.
whatever. But when you get into awkward moment,
Yeah.
I think that's when
Okay.
the
So
shit hits the fan, or
Right,
fan hits the
right.
shit, or what
Yeah.
is the saying?
I've never heard that phrase before. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bitcoin. Okay, so we'll drop in some stuff there in a second. But
So to drive, your ex showed up. Okay, guys, help us.
okay, so once you stipulate what's wrong, and then it says how come, and we could in theory just make these bigger, but for now, we can live with this, and we'll drop some stuff in.
Not enough cookies.
Not enough cookies. Always,
You can order cookies.
Okay.
Too lame,
so
too weird, bad.
Right. So where should we have the next button? I mean, so they can just click this and then they go.
It just goes, yeah. You
It just
click,
goes. Okay.
It swipes.
So in this case, they said And we'll
the only
drop
music is Duran Duran.
Right. Okay.
That would be actually kind of cool if you could say if it could actually come up with a great playlist for your Spotify or whatever.
There we go. That could be the action card. Like here's we're telling you to do something. Yeah. Okay. Who is Scarlett Vienna? I have no idea. Okay. Bad Party. How come? Too quiet. Oh. Okay. Only Russian food. So this is kind of the chatbot element, but again, you know, people aren't coming here to talk. They're just coming here to you know, find a solution. So you know, having an interactive chatbot is one way of dealing with it, but not necessarily the solution that we're using today.
That's a good point. So how many screens do you think you would advise to?
So here's really where they have arrived at the kind of solution stage, where we're suggesting.
So you want to keep the user engaged, right? But you also don't want to be like, oh my god, 15 screens, and I still don't have a solution. Screw this.
Right. So
it's like choosing a movie to watch in the evening.
Right. So here's where
like an hour later, you still don't have a movie that you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're dealing with so much Chrome. You know, just so many different layers of interface that you can't do it. So we're going to say that there's these 3 action cards that you get, and actually it looks like we will have time to actually kind of design these out more. You know, once we have the wireframes in place, we can actually reconstruct these screens with a bit more fidelity.
Yeah. Make
them a bit more pleasant to look at. We're going to use a grid here. I always forget this tool exists, but it's very lovely.
So easy.
Right.
Do you want to drop in some gradients as well? But
yeah, we're gonna just go. We're gonna
lay it out.
We're gonna lay it out, and then we're gonna revisit it. We're gonna live and die by the wireframes.
Okay.
Today. Okay. So so take action, so there's a take action card. Wait. Oh. Okay. You know what? Whatever. I'll deal with it.
Can you actually pull out the notes that we have taken in the beginning?
Yeah.
So let's see.
They state their situation, circumstances, and then they receive advice.
Right.
Or they get put in touch with other people. And then the last one was, so the monetization.
Right.
Which is kind of achieving the business goal. Yeah.
So
like affiliate marketing partnerships. So in this case, we're just going to say order an edible arrangement. It's very relevant. So there's the one here, which is like, ooh, look at that.
Boom. All 3 of them at the same time?
Okay. And let's also make this bigger. But don't worry, we're going to go back. We're going to make this just beautiful looking. So, only Russian food being?
Maybe it's just one Duran. It's not Duran.
Yeah, maybe it's just one Duran. Okay.
Maybe. It's like one button is Duran and the other one is Duran.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. It's bad.
Yeah.
It escalates.
Bad drinks, bad people, Bitcoin, Russian food, too loud, too quiet. Okay, so it will say take action, find person, okay, like find a friend, and these are going to have specific names. This is filler for now. This is a wireframe. And lastly, it is like order something.
Sounds
change
good.
your mood, but it's going to be in a more natural language way. Okay, so eat the borscht. Okay, so
I actually wanted to just tell you that I love borscht.
Okay.
So that car might not work for me, but it might work for you.
Fair enough. Okay, so we have these options. So there's the action card, and this will say like, so this is an action card, which means if you click the take action, it's suggesting like an activity that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So
I also have a display here, so I can be looking straight. I don't have to be like.
You don't have to look at me. That's true. You can
Yeah.
You can look directly into the eyes of our viewers.
Let's do that.
Right. Okay. So why not eat it? Okay.
Get out, order pizza. I'm now worried about.
Oh,
what's coming
that's a good
next.
idea. Okay.
Do you think like an app would tell you like, It could.
Well, in the natural language thing.
Right.
Okay. So if you hit the action card, it's basically telling you something. Like, how could you resolve the situation? Why not?
Spike the borscht.
Distraction.
The vodka.
Why is it doing that? Okay, we'll just for now. And then in the meantime, it's kind of suggesting. Sorry again. So it's basically suggesting that you take some kind of action. And we can have some kind of link to a YouTube video or something embedded, and it can be like Giant Frog Eats Everything or something. So we're gonna go back and fill these in, but for now, I think that's fine. The action card basically gives you an idea and then like a way to execute that, like create a distraction and watch, play this video for everyone, and then throw the food to the dogs. That seems fair, and we'll beautify this in a second. I don't want people to fixate too much.
Yeah, on the visuals.
Structure.
Yeah.
We are populating the screen so that we can just kind of solidify our idea here.
I'm gonna eat some borscht. I'll be right back.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
Give
You
me
guys
a
can
few
just
minutes.
lock the door. Just me now. Gets lonely. Okay. Then there's a match card, and it says. It looks like. Looks like. There's someone else. And then we'll have, in the same format, basically a card that says, Justin Mrazek could use a friend. And an option to meet Justin. So basically what we have are these different cards. And then lastly, it could say, why not order a delicious pizza from Little Caesars? And then, we're going to really quickly link these screens together and just say, okay, is this viable just to have a screen arrangement that's the bare bones? And if so, then we can make it beautiful. So we're going to go into prototype mode, which allows us to link everything together. And what's great about this is that you could just kind of create this kind of interactive prototype right off the bat. What's an oxymoron, Mitch? Okay.
Boom, I'm back. So, what's going on?
I'm just wiring these screens together really fast so
nice.
We can check out what this app is all about. Okay. Ooh, that is not what I wanted. Let's get rid of those guys. This is a home.
Set it home, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Boom. So, you guys, let's not focus on the visuals. We'll deal with that later. Cecilia's going to come in, make it beautiful, put some millennial pink gradients on it, maybe add a drop shadow, some semi-transparent ghost buttons. Might look nice. Just kind of spruce it up. But, straightforward, we have the app. We open it up. Maybe every time you open it, it could be a new way of operating it. That might be kind of fun. Sometimes it's a fidget spinner. You go in, spin it, you're in.
Could you spin the phone on your finger?
You could. That'd be a great idea too. And then we have a partnership with Apple, so we get a commission every time they have to repair a phone.
Accelerometer or something. And
Yeah,
it, like,
accelerometer.
it drops.
Yeah.
It's like you spin it when you need a new phone.
Right. Good use case as well. Kind of self-fulfilling.
It's like before holidays. You're like, When I'm gonna get these holidays?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you go in. It says, it looks like you're in social distress. Spin for help. Or it might just say, oh, look.
Привет.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah. Or so we click spin for help. Boom. Then it says what's wrong. We can already see this is a bit small. So when we actually make this more beautiful, we're probably going to want to make this bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in this case, I'm saying, hey.
It has to be like a quick action, right?
Yeah. So maybe we'll want these to be, break the screen up into 3, and then just really reduce it to the bare minimum. So we'll arrange it vertically. So in this case, I'm saying bad party. It says bad party, how come? It's too quiet, it's too loud, there's Russian food. It's Duran's playing. Duran is playing. It's just bad. Which is something that, someone like Justin, who again, beautiful soul, very primitive, that's how he might experience the party. Just bad. So you click that. People are talking about Bitcoin. There's just bad people here.
So is bad really like the third level of Duran?
Yeah. Duran, and then bad. Right. It's just kind of a more succinct way of saying it. So in this case, it's, and maybe these are randomly generated too.
Oh.
Maybe it just every time it just comes up with.
Because there is a fidget spinner.
Right. It's all, and it can be randomized. So every time you open the app.
It's like a Wheel of Fortune, is fidget spinner, really.
Right. Keeps it dynamic.
Right.
So, yeah. So then they are like,
for the same boring app. Every single time you open it.
It's new every time.
It's new every time.
They go, oh, that's really too bad. Russian food, huh? And like, it's just, ugh, Russian food. And it says, Russian food being served, let's fix that. And I have 3 options. I can take action. I can find a friend, or I can order something. And order something, we'll probably want to work on the wording there. We don't want to make it so overtly capitalist. Mm-hmm. But, we got to make a buck. So we have some partnerships, luckily. So my first choice might be take action.
Let's do it.
And it says, why not create a distraction? Then feed the whole borscht to the dogs. Why not use this video as your distraction? And it might have an embedded link to Giant Frog Eats Everything.
That's actually interesting. You could play the video on the TV, maybe through like Apple TV or something.
Right.
And then in the meantime, you take the action while everybody else is watching.
Yeah.
It's like you do something, and it's like a magic trick in a way.
Sure.
Distraction and.
Yeah. Very reasonable. So going back, what if Matthias seems like he's having a tough time. What if I need to find a friend? And then it will just locate someone in the vicinity. It says, it looks like there's someone else nearby who could also use some help.
Что за тема? What's the topic? It has appeared. Yeah.
Oh. How could, very, very mysterious. The Russian that keeps appearing and disappearing.
But the topic is that we're building Party SOS app for everybody who is now joining the stream, which is a party saver app if you find yourself in an awkward moment.
Yeah. So then we say Justin Madsen could use a friend. You click this maybe, and it just a contact card. Like, you have the kind of widget where you can send a contact card in iMessage, for instance. So it just, boom, puts you on the phone with Justin.
Sounds good.
Or you could order something. And this is kind of our monetization strategy, how we might make the scenario more exciting and also get some money. So it says only Russian food being served. What might we do? Order something. Why not order a delicious pizza from Little Caesars? Buy now. Now we know obviously that we would never, in good conscience, tell anyone to eat Little Caesars pizza, but for the purpose of the wireframe, we're going to go ahead and do that. So I think that this seems pretty self-contained. It kind of fulfills the principles that we had of being keep it fun, keep it discreet, keep it a little bit sarcastic, and it has the qualities that are just kind of a quick, fun way to use it. Yeah, hands cold.
I found a new use case for these socks. Like now that winter is coming, you can also use our new socks like this. So
yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, it's 2 use cases.
Okay.
You can also use it as sort of like exchange article with somebody else.
Yeah.
Barter.
Totally
like
reasonable.
One sock, give it to a friend, and a sock maybe you keep, put it on the hand. It's up to you.
Very reasonable.
let's go back.
Cool. Well, so in the 25 minutes remaining, why don't we just spruce it up a bit? Why don't we just spruce these screens up a tiny bit? So I'm thinking we want to make sure that it stays dynamic. So I feel like everyone just talks about cards all the time, but there's something to it. There's something to it.
It's like
this whole card business. There's something to it.
Magic cards, or how do you see that?
Yeah, I think so. I think
it would be really cool. When you play with cards, you have them in a fan.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should do fan, and then you can like flip between them.
Ooh, for why? Well, for these ones?
Yeah, sort of like the choice is sort of like, hey, these are some of your cards. Mm-hmm. Pick one card, which is gonna be the choice of your sort of like future. How is this? Where is this gonna head?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very possible. So you're saying that you'd kind of pick what's wrong from that card thing?
Yeah, it would like, there's gonna be a gesture. You can like do this with the card.
Okay. So let's just do the first screen
again.
It's
kind of gimmicky, but
yeah. Well,
why not?
We'll investigate. We'll see.
The whole situation that you are in
is
kind of
right.
Like
your whole situation from the get-go.
Yeah.
That's correct.
From get-go.
Yeah.
From forever.
Right. Since always.
Yeah. Since always.
So we want to kind of acknowledge that this is just this kind of fun app. What color should we make it? What do you think?
So if we were gonna use cards, then I think it would be good if it was just like some dark background. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe we can put. What we could do is like we could put like an image of people.
Yeah.
And blur it, so it's like out of focus, and the cards will be in focus.
Perfect.
Let's do that.
Unfortunately, I wish this fidget spinner was like a PNG.
Can you like, you know what? Just like search for party people or like people having fun or something like that, and I'm sure we're gonna find some awkward image there.
This looks like a frustrating situation to be in.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, what I'm gonna do, especially for people like me being slightly introverted.
Oh geez. Okay. So we'll just make a shape right here, and then we'll just drop that on top, just so I can just auto crop it. They actually look kind of good company.
So
these guys look awfully frustrated.
Maybe search for something else like awkward party, or I don't know, like.
Right. Oh geez.
Oh my god.
This guy looks pretty gnarly.
And now we just blur it out of focus, and
really
you're like, these people are in front of you.
I thought I was supposed to have a lifetime supply of stock credits. So. All right. And
let's
background blur.
Yeah, kind of like that.
There,
it's like it's out of focus. It's still there. It's there.
It's implied
awkward.
that something very
yeah. Something funky going on.
Right. What's our icon?
Now that I think about it, should the app actually be portrait or landscape?
We can do portrait. Let's
do portrait.
Interest of time. Okay.
How much time do we have left actually? Oh, half an hour.
Yeah. So we're.
Go for it.
Okay. And you know what? We understand that. We're just going to try and do the core stuff. Mm-hmm. But I like the idea that there's a fidget spinner. It could also be like moving stones around. It could be just a button that you're just smashing wildly, until something happens on the screen. Matthias is just such a helpful guy. So we have this what's wrong situation. That might do some good to actually address that.
So how do you pick now? So
how do we pick what's wrong? So we basically have 3 states, and we want to design those states. So you were saying that you'd like them to be cards?
Could be, yeah. Why not?
Okay. So
or it could be like Tinder, sort of like I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Sure. I mean, it seems like to me the best way to do it would just be to have like a kind of a global view of all three options available to you as opposed to swiping. But maybe you could.
So what if it was like a Polaroid, and the situation would be sort of portrayed as a picture in it. So it's like that date, that party. And you just swipe through that.
Yeah, exactly. That could be really good. So let's just say we want to give this some kind of slight thing right here, and.
So is this gonna be on top of this thing then, or?
No, this is an extra one after you've spun some kind of fidget spinner thing.
Gotcha. So fidget spinner is gonna be over this, or?
Yeah, but we don't, and then because we're racing to do things with time now.
Right.
I don't. If you want to find me a PNG and
I
send
can
it
mask
over.
it for you, man.
All right, boom.
Okay,
Let's do it. It's kind of hard to do that with socks on.
It is
on your
kind
hands, though.
of challenging.
Right.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Well.
Who's that?
It was. I don't know. Computer talking to me.
Okay.
Happens.
So we haven't really figured out exactly kind of our design language for this, just because we've spent so much time kind of exploring all the different ways that we could kind of create this app. But we were saying that maybe we want to have it so let's see.
If you hear someone crunching, it's my friend Paul. Ah! Eating his lunch. Hey, Paul.
Hey, buddy. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Ooh, look
Happy
at
to
that.
be here.
We'll also have to review some submissions before long.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna do that in a second.
Cool.
Okay. And I think this idea of being able to, and again, we're still just kind of working in slightly higher fidelity wireframes here, but I think the idea of swiping might be a little too kind of indirect.
Okay.
Honestly, if we're just trying to get people to order a Little Caesars pizza as quickly as possible, or a bouquet of edible arrangements.
So you just want to show all of them at the same time?
Yeah.
I like that image,
exactly.
though. I think you should keep it an image.
Yeah. Okay. So we might just want to arrange it, in a slightly just more coherent way. We're not even really paying attention to grids, are we? Do you are you a square?
Square person?
Yeah,
I'm
or
sort of
layout?
like rounded corner square person.
Okay, reasonable. Yeah, it's hip. It's young.
Yeah.
But
I love like the sharp corners as well.
sure, right up. Yeah, but
Kind of like, I think petting is, I don't know, like when it's like full bleed, sort of, that's when I like it.
yeah.
But when it's like with padding or margins on the side, then I think like, that's just my point of view.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which is better? I was thinking actually icon.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah,
this one?
That seems a bit more
Yeah.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like in motion.
Yeah. Totally. And I honestly think, when we're looking at like the scaffolding for what makes, a kind of nice experience of just like straightforward delivery of like the content that you want, it is kind of streamlined right now. Maybe, do we even need to find out why it's a bad party? I mean, yeah, it helps give context. Like, if we can hone in on why it's bad, we can kind of give...
I mean, if there is an AI in the background sort of trying to really help you, you might want to provide some context. Maybe take a picture of...
Slightly more targeted and relevant advice. So... Actually, I think, with the little time we have left, let's just explore what some other paths might be, and then we can leave it up to the future to just kind of flesh these out in terms of the actual styling. But I think it's really, in my opinion, like a lot of things are just so templatized that it's quite easy to just figure out a design language really quickly. Obviously, this is just, dragging stock photos in. But when we realize that for the most part, we're just working in this very kind of card-oriented format, for all of this. That's just, different cards that open up to a deeper set of cards available to you.
So I have the fidget spinner for you. How are we gonna do that? Let's see. AirDrop might work.
Interesting conversation going on here. Just a lot of talk of Russia, as always a relevant subject.
Okay, almost there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what are some things in this wireframe kit that we could feast upon. Profiles, posts, love it. Photos and videos.
Okay, so I have fidgetspinner.xd.
Yeah.
Can I airdrop?
Yeah, let's
Just
do it.
open airdrop and yeah, I should. Okay, I can see you.
You see me?
Yes, awesome. It's gonna be so smooth.
Okay.
Cool. I think you kind of want to double click on that. Yeah.
Whoa,
Okay.
look at that. Incredible.
grab it.
Beautiful. Where'd my other guy go? Did it close?
I think you might have closed. Yeah.
Classic. Oh, they only hear music? Okay. Whoa.
Just drop it in.
And this is transparent background, huh?
Kind of like it as our icon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It implies a kind of a juvenile approach to the world. Just spinning your fidget along.
Is that so? Did you give it like a slight pink? I don't
Yeah.
think it might not be seen on this.
Okay,
screen,
do we want
but
something more
just,
aggro?
like, go for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think we have
can,
any
like,
kind of brand language yet. We're just going
Exploring.
for it.
But it's like the
Yeah.
thinner colors.
The what?
Thinner colors.
Ooh. Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we can look at some entries soon. And then, we could imagine that we might even just apply some brand dress to that, so you just spin it. When they talk about Snapchat, there's this idea that there's white is much better, he says. He likes white more. Fine.
Sounds good. All right.
But that there's some things about apps that they're kind of deliberately obtuse in the UI. That it might be a blessing and a curse for Snapchat that the kind of navigation is like so obscure to some people that there's not an obvious way to navigate around the app. So maybe even having a fidget spinner here keeps out the old folk. Mm-hmm. My mother wouldn't be able to use this app because she would look at this fidget spinner and not know what to do. So right off
you
the
think
bat,
that's a feature on purpose?
Yeah, it's like it's password protected. Almost. It's the UI.
It's like knock knock, who's there? I mean,
right?
Not a joke, but like
right, but
password.
very exactly that. Only digital natives can really make it past the barrier.
Only digital natives and digital
Right.
nomads.
So digital natives only, who are the most likely people probably to be trying to escape from a bad situation. So yeah, you would spin this and then bad party, bad date, bad time. Which essentially,
What the chat is so funny. I'm not gonna repeat it though.
All right. Hundreds of feet through the air once it ignites. Good. Okay. Should we just jump into the contest then? Should we really give that the attention it deserves? Or we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have
Yeah. 1 second. Oh man, I need to use only one silk on my hand. I'm
Never
gonna
too
keep
early
this
for
one.
brand language, Michael says.
So before we switch, so hang on. I'm just gonna double check a few things and open a few more. Just keep going.
Yeah. Just catching up with the chat there. So, I think honestly what we start to realize when we're looking at it, and if we were to actually take the time and consideration and had the attention span to actually apply some UI to this, we would start by looking at what are some common elements of this design language. And we realize that it really is just a system of cards, and we can decide, is that going to be populated with photography or iconography? And then within that, some text. So we really can almost kind of start designing this app based upon how do we want these kind of cards to appear. There's this whole notion of atomic design where you have like basically symbols or clusters of elements nested within each other, and they all kind of have the same language. So, if we had one kind of card shape that houses topics and another that houses actions, we could really quickly, design two different shapes, give them some color and styling, figure out how those behave, and then immediately populate the whole app with them. And we'd be done.
This is actually a multifunctional thing.
Yeah.
It can be used, of course, on your feet.
On your feet, right.
Also in your hands, but I found a new one.
Yeah.
It's a tie.
Okay.
Comes like this. It's like
Pretty nice.
It's like a tongue almost.
Yeah. Does someone get to win this lucky pair that you've...
I think so. So
okay.
Let's
Yeah.
figure it out.
I was gonna ask if I need to blow my nose. I was wondering. I mean, I guess there's tissues here.
I was also thinking, like,
give it one more use. Might as well.
You can also have like a little thing
I always
here.
want to blow my nose live.
Like when
I
you
hope
go
that
to
the sound
like
is
a
picking up
fancy
as well.
fancy party, party. It can be like a little.
Right. I'm gonna duck off screen for this. All right.
So this could be one of the use cases.
This could be a watch out for blowing your nose as well.
Okay, so
perception.
let's check out some of the entries.
Yeah.
Put it here. Okay. So we've seen Winspire before. We've seen these watches. What about this one?
This is very derivative of just kind of the complications on the Apple OS.
But I have a better app.
That's true. It is really important to have a weather app.
So it's actually sort of like, hey, I have multiple apps for you.
Okay. This all seems just very derivative of. Okay, so you pick emojis, you customize emojis, and then you send them.
Interesting
Okay.
choice.
And you send, who do you send it to?
You send it to two people actually. That's what it says.
Okay.
I don't think you send it to one person.
And how do you know who they are? Just two people who happen to be at your.
I think you send it to
3
two
o'clock
random
and
people and.
Your 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not to the person in front of you. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
What do we got here?
Just some apps. Hangout. Okay.
Okay, moving on. 1055.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Sure, why not?
Interesting element.
Yeah. Numbers are very 2017.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is futuristic. This is 2018
Yeah,
design.
yeah. Very.
Next year, everything is verbose.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a very long-winded.
You dial phone numbers.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Like.
I like that. Yeah.
A calculator with words.
Right. But
10 plus 5.
But good news for graphic designers, because there's a lot. Yeah.
It could also sort of tell you, like, you train like that, and it's like 1055.
But there's also there's still a lot of elements of kind of normal iOS watch design that we see there. So, or the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
So still a bit derivative.
Paul.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Look at his face. Garden Shed, The Promise, Castle on the Hill. Music player. This is interesting. What do you think?
It's got it all.
It's got it all.
Mark's calling. Breakfast with Mark.
Calendar.
Interview with Adobe. Project briefing. All right. Busy day.
Somebody's
Yeah,
trying
this
to get
one's pretty
hired.
good. It's straightforward. Quickly drop in there.
Flowers,
Yeah.
but instead of flowers, you get a fridge.
Wait a second. What is going on? Go back.
So click on the flowers.
So you open your watch and you can. So actually that's what they want you to be doing. is
Oh, there's a
clicking.
fridge app.
Okay, wait. So go,
Flowers app. Okay, so
wait. Go, what does that say? You click and you see where you are.
I think you choose an app.
Okay,
and
so let's go to the fridge app.
let's go to the fridge app. What's
wait.
in the fridge? List ice cream. Ice cream.
Okay, Creative Cloud.
Creative Cloud is in the fridge.
Yeah, Snicker bar in
Always.
quotes. Eggs, 12 pieces of eggs.
I refill Creative Cloud in my fridge regularly.
Okay. And they like it all, 5 stars.
And
If you're gonna like everything, you might as well not rate anything.
this is also live view. There's a camera.
Okay.
This
to
is-
see if there's anyone inside of there.
It's pretty cool.
Watch your things deteriorate in real time.
This is where you are,
Yeah.
and this is where you're heading, and finds you the way
You
to
can
get
rate.
her.
Okay. The fastest route.
Interesting.
Okay.
Food out. Supreme pizza.
Pick up. Okay. Order now. That's kind of a neat way to order pizza wherever you are.
Definitely a nice way of sort of playing with different styles, I would say even, which is kind of interesting. Sort of like very exploratory. I would give some points to that.
Sure.
I wouldn't say that it's very consistent, but what I
No,
like is like, hey,
wildly-
I've tried a few styles. What do you guys think?
Wildly inconsistent, bordering on insane, but I like that it's very experimental conceptually.
Yeah.
Too many words, says Michelle Katz. I don't know who
List.
this lady is, but she's
But
always
man,
here.
ice cream. I'm getting that tattooed.
Yeah. All right.
So-
I like this.
Definitely interesting.
Conceptually very avant-garde.
Dice app.
An app to roll some dice because you just never know when you need to save humanity by rolling. Make sure you scroll on some of the screen. I recommend starting with instruction. See Comic Sans to type because why not? All right.
So I guess
Roll
I
a
click.
dice.
Roll a dice.
Roll 'em.
Roll 'em.
Just
Just roll.
Boom.
Boom. It's rolling. Boom. 6-1.
All right.
But it doesn't really
Now,
show 6-1.
now click. Go up. Go back.
Go
And
back.
maybe top right is the go back.
Oh, here. Okay, so I actually I click.
Yeah. I like this because they're just like this is it. This is the app. They're not trying to design a whole system. They've just kind of but yeah, if you go back to the main screen.
But they say scroll. We should scroll somewhere, but I can't scroll. So. Oh, here. Okay. So how many do you need? 1. How many sides? 2. No sound effects. No. So there's like settings, I guess.
Bedazzle?
Customize.
Yes, but okay.
Let's roll. Okay, so it's like onboarding, sort of like a wizard in the beginning.
Sure.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do you have here?
Find me my Lovebird. What?
Workout buddy, music mate.
Click on Lovebird. Let's see. Detecting heartbeat.
Ooh.
All right, this is extremely intense.
128.
So you're drooling over her. So you look at an image and then it registers your heartbeat. Okay. This is okay. I can see how this would be very successful in certain markets.
It's
wow.
an edge.
Look at that. I feel like this was a
Who's this
setup.
guy?
And we're gonna find out because they found that photo of me on LinkedIn. So
Chat?
we're gonna see.
Amazeballs.
So
See you at the gym.
this is a very intense app. All right, let's go. Let's see some of the other options.
Do you go to gym with Zach? The other Zach?
Zack Galifianakis? No, I attend the Bay Club. Very damn tired. Off to sleep. Good night. See you at the gym. Okay, so that's the last one.
Music mate. Oh yeah.
So
That's
wait,
Mila.
so I really like the idea that they use your heartbeat to detect things about you.
That's a really cool feature. I
But
have never.
I think it's extremely creepy, and just all around disturbing. And I feel strongly towards this one in terms of their innovative use of technology, but also very disconcerting. That they felt that they had the license to use my image next to Scarlett Johansson's. but this is definitely my favorite so far.
So
it's
let's
absolutely
keep
insane.
going. Press to unlock the car. Unlocked. Car is unlocked. Low fuel. Interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. It's all about, it's like your Tesla app. Finding something.
Radioactive.
No, disqualified. If you mention it, they should know that by now. All right, next one.
Your favorite playlist.
Sorry, but you have to have principles,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to choose them. And
Yeah, we're gonna choose one. So let's see.
we'll feature the next one during the next show.
Yeah. So we have already seen this one, and that's it. So.
All right,
So-
I like this one in terms of just overall execution. I like the dice rolling one because it sticks to like one kind of fun app that's all about just like the brevity and just kind of like silliness of just doing something on a tiny screen. It's not trying to like replace your phone, which is not the point of a smartwatch. It's just kind of to be a supplement.
It's almost like feeling lucky. Hey, I want to choose if I'm gonna buy this pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Let me decide if it's more than 6. I take them.
Yeah, it's all about little micro interactions.
Yeah.
And then there's a heartbeat one, which is just so bizarre.
But I would say like even innovative. In a
Very
way.
innovative though, and I feel like this would
Definitely, I feel inspired.
I feel inspired by this, and I also want to know who did this. They're all great, but I think in terms of just innovation, the kind of weird heartbeat thing wins certainly.
I also, my perspective.
Yeah.
I like the visual execution on this one.
Oh yeah, it's
definitely,
nice. Yeah.
definitely. Somebody is on top of it. So yeah. So
And Graphi feels cheated. Maybe you can put a submission in the next one so that we can give it the time it deserves. But yeah. Hopefully everyone can get reviewed at some point. Anyways, that's my pick. Heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Heartbeat. Congratulations.
No, don't be sorry, Shashank. It's okay.
It's a really cool, innovative way of
Yeah.
leveraging sensors in the watch.
Yeah,
and,
very cool.
Yeah, so thanks so much for coming today. I had a lot of fun with you.
Yeah,
I don't
thank
know.
you.
It's been
Yeah.
good. I learned a lot about sort of UX process, new things, details.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to make these screens prettier, but we
But
all have
it's-
our expertise. We just didn't have the time. Too busy exploring the possibilities of incorporating edible arrangements
It's
into our
when
app.
two dreamers meet.
Right. We need someone more grounded. so-
Executional sort of. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for coming today, and in 5 minutes we'll have another live stream. So yeah, cheers.